You watching the Politbureau. Welcome to our Spinners and Spanners section of the show. Now, in a week of political turmoil inside the Democratic Alliance, the city of Cape Town made an important announcement that Day Zero has now been effectively pushed back beyond 2019.
Having analysed the new data, we're now in a position to state that we have not only managed to avoid Day Zero this year, but we can also safely get through the summer of 2019. And that's due to the water that's already in our dams, our intensive water demand management programs, our unrelenting communication, awareness and behaviour change has affected over the past 2 years, as well as the continuing support and sacrifice of Team Cape Town.
Well, we asked political analyst Lukhona Mnguni what he makes of this particular coincidence.
Of course, the Democratic Alliance does need a bit of good news in the midst of the turmoil and chaos that it has found itself in how it has handled the entire Patricia de Lille matter. For the longest time now, I think in the last few months, much about the DA that is in the news is their mismanagement of the Patricia de Lille matter, which doesn't put them as this party of good governance, a party of fairness and a party of justice. So this announcement on Day Zero comes at an important time to sort of take away public attention from the Patricia de Lille matter. Of course, there's always been a big debate in the public domain as to whether or not Day Zero existed to begin with, or it was a created emergency. But the truth is, the water shortages were a reality in Cape Town. And of course, if you look at the patterns across the country in terms of even here in Durban, places in the Gauteng, we saw instances where there were water shortages and near drought situations. Limpopo suffered as well at some point. So the point to make is that it might not have entirely been a created thing. They might have ridden on it far beyond the matter necessitated. I think the last part is to say, well, of course, going into 2019, you do not want as a political party to have a governance crisis like shortage of water at the time of elections. So good rains have been there for now, and I think that's good for the DA. Now, going forward, I think the Democratic Alliance, though, still has to deal with the Patricia de Lille matter. It's not going to go away. The court postponed one of the proceedings to November. So it's going to be a hanging cloud. So I do not think that the Day Zero thing can be used as a deflection from the Patricia de Lille matter, not by any chance, at least at this instance. Of course, the DA has been known as a party that tries its best to use the city of Cape Town as its flagship governance center. And I think you do want to throw in all the resources that you have, but you do risk a problem of possible political instability in that council, in how the de Lille matter might be handled. And yes, they need to also come out, I think, to the public and be transparent about what has been achieved in that city. For example, we do know there was a procurement of a number of borehole initiatives to alleviate the drought. There was procurement of desalination plants and all of this. So we do need to know as the public how that is going. Did those projects get commissioned on time as envisaged? And are they part and parcel of adding to this new found water supply that is accompanied by the recent rainfalls? So again, a sense of openness and good governance will probably stand them in good stead as they go forward with this.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's show. Join us again next Sunday. The Politbureau is adjourned.